Hello, and welcome to Wired Differently, Inside the Neurodivergent Mind. I'm your host, Sarah Matzkin, and I was diagnosed with ADHD in 2016, and I'm still trying to figure it out, especially what it means to be a neurodivergent. As a student reporter for The Leader, I want to talk to other students about their neurodiverse way of life. Neurodivergence can include, but is not limited to, autism, ADHD, dyslexia, and dyspraxia. So let's diverge our way into understanding. I'm sitting here with Kaedin Gillie, who is a sophomore here at Elmhurst. He's an undeclared major and was diagnosed with ADHD in 2023. All right, so how would you describe your life before and after, being diagnosed? Did you notice any differences?
I would say things just, made a lot more sense. So, beforehand, I would get really, really frustrated, if I was dealing with, executive function issues. Just, I couldn't schedule anything. I couldn't have, certain short-term memory things, and it just really frustrated me. But after learning there's a reason for that and kind of out of my control, that was helpful.
What led you to get diagnosed, or was it your decision, or?
That's actually a good question. It was a little bit. It was a couple factors. So first, yes, my decision. I had asked my family because I had a feeling about it. Some of my friends were getting diagnosed at the time, and starting to take medication, and it helped them. But also my sisters at the same time were going through their own stuff, not with ADHD, but my older sister had anxiety stuff, and my younger sister was, thought she had OCD. And so they were all struggling with random stuff. So all three of us at once convinced our parents to take us to get psych tested. And we all ended up with random different things.
Do you, after your diagnosis, did you get any accommodations or anything?
Yes, and it came at a really good time because I got diagnosed going into my senior year of high school, so right at the beginning of that semester. And so after I got it all back, I was able to talk to people while I was applying for colleges. That's a hectic time, so it was nice to have a little bit of cushion and accommodations through those school meetings and when I'm trying to apply for stuff and also do my homework. It was good. I believe they call it a 504, and mine was just basic, just gave me more time.
Are you pretty open about your diagnosis or how it's affected you?
Yes. I
think
most of my friends know, and if they don't know, it'll come up eventually. Just, I don't know, the way I behave and act, it tends to be a topic of conversation eventually.
Are there any major challenges or obstacles you face on a daily basis with ADHD?
Yeah, definitely my organization, and by that I mean prioritization. I don't know what to do and when, and I forget when things are due or what is important. What I should be doing first.
Yeah.
My mental organization is what I'll say.
How have you kind of found a way that works for you for prioritizing an organization?
I am still working on that.
Yeah.
But what I've found currently is doing something as soon as the thought pops into my head. So whether it's oh, I might have to, do this form or application, I just need to sit down and spend 30 minutes and do it right away, or else I'll forget about it. I tried my notes app, writing stuff to-do lists, but once I write it down, then I forget to look at it. Just trying to do things as soon as possible, or at least get them somewhere that will remind me to do it later.
I know you're in a band and do a lot with music. Do you feel I guess that's helped you at all with just organization, remembering when you're doing stuff with your band, or
I know it's helped primarily with my long-term scheduling, because those are kinds of things that I have to plan in far advance.
Right.
So the band and just a lot of other obligations I've taken on have forced me to use my Google Calendar and have concrete answers for when people ask me what I am doing.
Yeah.
So that's what it's been helpful for.
Yeah. Do you feel music has helped you, I guess, with just self-soothing and helping you relax?
Yeah. It's definitely something that is a productive distraction. If I'm sitting in my room trying to do homework, instead of picking up my phone, I can pick up, my guitar, and that has an end point rather than scrolling forever. I can like play a song and it'll be over, and then I can go do my stuff.
Do you have like a lot of other people in your life that have ADHD, or like do you talk to people about it?
Actually, when I was getting diagnosed, one of my good friends, Liv, has ADHD, and she was telling me all about like the different medications she's tried and how it affects her, and like not what she recommended, but just like so I knew what she was talking about.
That was kind of one of the, I think we've talked a little bit about medication for ADHD. Do you want to share like your experience with meds, like your opinions about meds? I know there's a lot of talk about that.
So I started meds pretty much right after my diagnosis. Going into the senior year, I tried Vyvanse, which I don't know the classification, but that one and Adderall are very similar. I'm currently on Adderall, here and there when I remember to do it. But how it's affected me, I would say when I first started, it definitely made me feel more productive, but like mentally it was not beneficial for me but that could have just been circumstantial with, college pressures, senior pressure.
That's true.
But I don't know. I didn't feel very great. I had a lot of crashes, but I definitely did get my things done, which was cool. And now with Adderall, it's a lot better for me. It's like less dose, and it's a different drug in general. But the way that impacts me is I just can usually I have a lot of thoughts all the time, and now I still have a lot of thoughts all the time, but I can funnel it into like a straight stream of consciousness. So if I'm having a conversation, I feel like I talk a lot more and a lot like clearer. And then if I'm like doing work, it's the same thing. Like I have a lot of ideas and I can just put it in one spot.
By crashes, do you mean just like low energy, or like?
Yes, but kind of more than that. Like crashes, like I will have low energy around like I have something that's extended release, so I take it early in the morning and it lasts all day. But around like 3 or 4, I'll get really tired and then also just not feel good in general. So like if I had any depression symptoms before, it would make those worse, which isn't lovely at all.
I think we've talked about a little like you try not to take them all the time. Like, do you want to add? I'm curious about that.
When I first started, I was talking to my psychiatrist about it, and she said like, oh, if you're taking medication, you only really need it when you have a day that you feel like you're gonna be doing a lot and need to stay productive and need to stay focused and everything. So take it on school days, but she said on weekends maybe not. And I kind of, she gave an inch, I took a mile, and it's like on days that I feel like I could handle it, like without it, I just wouldn't. And that's kind of just evolved to most of the time. Which I think I'm proud of. Like I don't need to do it or take it all the time to feel like I am completing a day successfully.
Do you feel like it makes things more difficult, like not taking them?
Yes. I definitely do. Notice a difference in productivity. But I challenged myself last semester to try and do as much as I could without it. Because like I was the busiest I've ever been last semester. And I was like, if I can do it now without my meds, then I probably won't have to do it the rest of my life. So I just challenged myself, and I felt like I was able to. I think I would have been more successful had I been taking it more consistently. But I feel better about it that I didn't.
Did you have like a noticeable difference in like energy levels, or like just how you felt?
I think being like mentally centered is something that's important to me, like feeling like myself, acting like myself. And when I was taking medication, I was like, I don't know, almost I was either turned up to 100 all the time or turned down to like 0, where it's like I'm either way too much of myself or not enough at all.
Do you believe the conversation around ADHD has become more open, negative, positive?
I think it's been more positive. That could just be the side that I'm taking in, though. I just know a lot more people are curious if they have it. There's more, I don't want to say types, but like it shows up in people very differently, consistently. So like all my friends who do have it, whenever we talk about it, we find some common ground of like, this is how it impacts me. But then there's also like things I've never heard of that I'm like, oh, I can totally see that being like a symptom of ADHD or like a frustrating part of life.
The conversations you have with your own friends, are they usually like more positive around ADHD or just talking about it?
Yeah, they're definitely more positive. I think those who don't have ADHD might not understand it though as like an actual, out of like frustrating and out of our control thing. It's to them, it's more so like, maybe a personality trait that is applicable to someone like me of like, oh, they have ADHD, so they act this way. Whereas to me, ADHD is like, I have it, and so I can't do this or that. Like, rather than something I can do or have. I think the conversation is positive, but it's not fully understood by people who don't have a diagnosis.
Yeah. How do you think people who don't have a diagnosis could better like understand?
Probably just talking about it more.
Yeah.
I think if I were to tell somebody, my experience just sitting down and feeling paralyzed, like not like sitting on my phone, but like not wanting to be on my phone and having a lot of stuff to do, but I'm still on my phone.
Yeah.
Like having them understand that part would lead to a greater understanding of just how it works in general.
Yeah.
Relating to people, like not recently, but in the last couple of years, that's been more of a challenge just because like being analytical of what I'm saying or what I'm doing or how I'm thinking versus other people, like perspective has been a topic of thought for me. And it's like, oh, people definitely do see things differently. And I wonder if it's a bad thing for me. But I don't think I've let it stop me from making friends or anything.
Yeah. How can schools maybe better support kids with ADHD or like make it more adaptable for kids with ADHD?
School systems in general tend to lean towards, simple assignments and deadlines, and that's like the kryptonite of my ADHD and a lot of other people's is just like having consistent things, or consistent but also like random things to do, and like if you're not interested in it, it will not happen. I ended like certain semesters of certain classes with like 30 missing assignments and like do the bare minimum to achieve the maximum result.
Right.
So I got lucky with, how people handled it in my life, but I don't know if everyone else does.
Yeah. Is there anything schools could do to like better accommodate to students with ADHD, do you think?
I don't know about accommodations, but the more awareness on like it's possible to go get tested. Like if they don't tell a kid, hey, maybe you have ADHD, maybe that kid will never know.
Yeah.
And that would be more helpful than any accommodation they could provide. Just like telling kids like, this is how this assignment works, and if it doesn't work that way for you, like talk to us about it, and maybe we can work on something else in a different way. I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
I guess you talked about like you haven't really seen a lot of talk about like ADHD in the media or anything. But what role do you think like technology or the media could play in like just creating more like awareness?
Yeah, I don't know, just because it is a very subjective thing and it's hard to communicate that perspective that I was talking about. And once again with how, there is a lot more people getting diagnosed lately, so I think maybe the media is doing a good job with that, like spreading what it looks like and how it feels, and that could be leading towards, more people trying to figure it out. So I don't know what more could be done, but all I'll say is I guess maybe something is being done.
This has been another episode of Wired Differently Inside the Neurodivergent Mind. Today I talked with Kaedin about his experience with ADHD and getting diagnosed his senior year of high school. We talked about the struggles he's faced with ADHD and how students can better be supported in the classroom. Thank you for listening, and read The Leader for more stories.